Hi, I want to share how I made this animation in TV Paint and Photoshop. The reason why I use English is just I want to practice. 语言这个东西啊，不用就会忘啊。
Concept. So here is the first shot. I want to keep the style in rough and sketchy plus a little bit realistic. In this step, I'm simply trying to capture the feeling. For the character design, I started with initial sketch. Then I tried this, and this, and this. I move on to the next character, Eric. I don't know if I pronounce it right or wrong. I only have one concept for this character. I was like, no. This one is fine, but I didn't really satisfy in any of these. So I draw on the sketchbook in next day. Here I use a upside down triangle shape to describe her head and an upside down trapezoid shape to present her body. The triangle is for her clever and the trapezoid is for her neat fight skill in this drama. As for Attic, triangle for his strategy head, square for his stubborn. And here is the final concept and color palette. And why is the final concept different from the animation? I'll explain later. Background. I use mainly 3 colors to paint the flat texture and shadows, which gives the basic complete feel. I use this method to paint every background in this practice. The core idea is flat, shadow, texture, and detail. The second background is very long. There is a camera pan in original clip. I want to do that too. So I make it very long to pan whatever the hell I want. Next scene is they throw rocks into the sea. I didn't feel the sea color because I want to do it in animating section. And nothing else special here. Animating. You know, I chose this scene to draw simply just I like the interact between Fredis and Eric, their father and daughter. But it is quite hard to animating for a beginner like me. Especially I only draw these. So I took some lessons, made some notes, thank you Jong Ha-young, and tried my best to complete this practice. First, I started from rough sketch. I focus only on the feeling of motion and proportion. Then tie down, which means improving the line quality and closing the gaps between lines. I just do flat colors since shading would take too much time and I might not make it by the end of the year. The timing of the animation depends on the scene, but mostly I stick to 2S. Usually there is one more step after tie down called clean up, which involves pushing the line quality to its best. But I started this practice in September, and I want to finish it before the end of the year. And clean up is very time consuming for me, so I didn't do it. Therefore, you can see many messy lines in the final result. For Fredis, you can see there are a lot of details in the hair. In hand-drawn animation, every additional stroke means another movement to animate. If I were to include all the details, I think it would take way too long. So I decided to simplify them instead because I want to finish before next year. However, when creating animations, make sure not to skip these details. This shot, I skipped the tie down. I like to keep nature scene in rough feeling. Notice that every sea wave is different in these 3 shots. I thought animating water splash was hard. Turns out to be easy if you understand the theory. I learned it from Howard's video, go and check it out, very helpful. And this shot I tried one more step before rough. I call it position. Basically, just draw the key pose, overall shape, and make sure the structure and proportion is correct. Pretty much like rough, but more simple. Okay, Attic. He's the most hard character to animate in this practice. His clothes, wrist, hair, mustache, hands, knife. Many things have to double check. You can see the motion does not look good and character looks a bit weird too. Anyways, I'm just f***ed up here. And Freida's proportion too. Post-production. Coloring, textures, anything to make it cinematic. I use After Effects. For the water here, I use fractal noise, curves, then displacement map, camera lens blur on adjustment layer to create water surface. Finally, add water surface overlay and adjust black and white to make it realistic. Oh, it will take very long time to explain how exactly to make this, so I just walk through it, sorry. You can check the tutorials on YouTube. Then I add this curtain texture on Freida's clothes. It is available on AE 2025. Looks a bit rough, but meh. Using this fur texture I found on the internet for Eric, and a fabric texture for his clothes, a directional blur for Rock, a camera lens blur for the depth. Finally, add some noise, some RGB effects, adjust color, and done. Here's the final result. Thanks for watching!